So you're a quarterback or a quarterback coach, and here we are midway through the season. What should you be working on? That's coming up right now. Hey everybody, welcome to Elite Athletes TV. I am Mike Pawlawski. Over the course of 5,000 professional snaps, I learned a routine as a quarterback to continue the improvement in my game in season. Once you get in season, you're talking about game planning, talking about studying defenses, looking at new plays, new designs, all these things that go into playing the position of quarterback because you have to know everything, that oftentimes we lose the fundamental mechanics. And that is a shame. And so we're going to talk about what quarterbacks should be doing in season. At the end, I'm going to give you one of our videos from Elite Athletes TV talking about drops. And we're going to talk about how to keep improving your game during the season. Because remember, the best quarterbacks are the ones who play their best in crunch time, end of the season, into the playoffs, doing those kind of things. So we're going to talk about getting your game prepped, getting you right, getting mechanics dialed in. And then I'm going to show you one of our videos, give you a drop video so that you can work on that during your quarterback training. Before we get started, if you're new to the channel, if you love X's and O's, quarterback talk, talking about the game of football, make sure you subscribe and ring that bell. That way you get notified every time we have new content coming out. Give us a thumbs up if you're ready to talk about what we should be doing in season. And leave me a comment down below. I'd love to hear from you, your thoughts on what you need from me in terms of video to help you get better at the position. So think back to the offseason. That was so long ago, right? It's like 7 or 8 weeks now, but it seems like forever. And think about the things you were working on in the offseason in terms of drops, in terms of mechanics, in terms of getting faster, more explosive, better. And then you get into the season and everything goes from prepping for the season to game planning week to week, game to game in terms of getting better. And what do you lose in that process? Well, you lose the focus on fundamentals. When you're out just throwing against air in the summer and you're out working drops and doing all that, you're really focusing on the fundamentals of your game. You're getting a ton of reps trying to improve your game. If you're not, that's what you should be doing. For all of you at home that want to work on fundamentals, I have a fantastic course on pure passing mechanics. I will put the link in the comment section down below. You can get to it there, called Quarterback Secrets. We'll tell you exactly the biomechanics, the physical mechanics that you have to throw the ball perfectly with beautiful spirals, accurate, add velocity to your ball, being stable, just improve overall as a passer with pure passing mechanics. But now we're in season and working on game planning. What do we need to do now in midseason? Well, we need to start working back on mechanics, refining our mechanics. In season, you oftentimes start to feel that rush, you start to feel the pressure, and those things in game, especially at a younger age, tend to quicken up your drops, speed you up in the process. And so what we need to do is get back to the fundamentals where we can slow the game down. The process starts with drops. When I coach my quarterbacks, and I have a really good quarterback in Northern California this year, we work on drop mechanics every single day because it's all about your timing. You need to be working on your footwork, your timing, and getting to that stable base. So if you're not working drops on a line, if you're not working all the different drop mechanics that you use and doing them in an individual period where you can work on them without pressure, without stress, then you're not doing yourself a service. You have to get your drops so that you can be on time. At the same time, you need to be working with receivers about getting their depth in the route. Those are the two things that have to correspond. I did a video on it actually about receiver depth. I'll put the card right up here. But those guys have to be on time in terms of their depth and their routes. You have to be on time as a quarterback or as a coach. Your quarterback needs to be on time in their drops. So working drop mechanics every single day to continue to improve in that respect is hugely important. Working on proper throwing mechanics. In season, we come up with all kinds of strategies when we're feeling that pressure, throwing off balance, doing all of those things, that our mechanics in our passing start to go astray. And if somebody's not there to keep an eye on you, to track you, to keep you in that proper box mechanically, then we can lose accuracy, we can lose velocity. You know, there's a thing about mid-season form. They say when you're in mid-season form, well, that's about your shape, your physical conditioning. But mid-season form for quarterbacks oftentimes is way degraded from where we started the season. And so you need to focus on the fundamentals of passing. Again, you can get that course down below. I would suggest not trying to change major changes in your throwing mechanics during the season. Do it in the off season, but get that course. It will help you improve your passing mechanics overall so that you can stay rock solid and consistent. But Wherever your good fundamentals are, wherever you're most accurate is what you need to work on every day. Again, without pressure, without stress, so that we're repping it and getting good, clean reps at proper passing mechanics. That is really important that we stay there, because you'll see quarterbacks who degrade during the season, and you don't want that to happen in your game. A huge one that young quarterbacks need to work on is carrying out their play action fakes. No matter what that is, we tend to, as the season progresses, become spectators as quarterbacks, where we hand the ball off and we turn and look back at where we just handed that ball off because we want to watch the play. You got to stop doing that. You need to carry out your play action fakes, because your job as a quarterback in play action or in the running game is to block that unblocked guy on the backside, whether it's a naked action where you're holding the backside end, whether it's some kind of power where you're holding DBs downfield so receivers can get there for a block. Some kind of motion, there's some kind of fake for you. You should really focus when you're in run drill, when you're in team drill, when you're working with the line, on carrying out every single fake and transfer that to your game, because that one guy may be the difference in breaking a big run and not breaking a big run. And so quarterbacks, that's your block with your play action fake. You've got to do it. Make sure that you are staying fundamentally sound and that you are carrying out every single fake. Put that in your thinking. Make it a priority for you in practice. The other one I see from young quarterbacks all the time is throws on the run. Oftentimes we're scrambling. A lot of teams, most teams, have some kind of sprint action or some kind of naked boot action in their game plan, in their offensive system. Practicing mechanically sound throws on the run, where we're getting back to our basic fundamentals. We're catching our steps. We're reaching out with that last step. We're dragging our back toes so we have 2 points of contact with the ground, creating torque with the body. All those things you need to do when you're throwing on the run. And if you are not doing that, if you are not practicing those, then again, you are doing yourself a disservice. Right here in the middle of the season, it's time to hone our fundamentals. The greatest pro players are working on their fundamentals every single day. Yes, they're working on their offense. Yes, they're working on game plan, but they are working on fundamentals all the time as well. And you should be doing that too, because you don't have nearly as many reps as those guys. And so you need to improve your fundamentals while you're working within the game plan and getting better. Again, that passing mechanics course has a full warm-up where you can work on all of these throwing mechanics in the warm-up as you warm up to get ready for practice, so you can get work on these every single day, which is what you should be doing, especially now that you're in the middle of a season. Finally, I do what I call throws, and that is with my quarterbacks. When things break down, there are going to be times when you have to throw off platform, off balance, from different angles, from different slots. And so I work a drill with my quarterbacks that simulates that, where they are throwing off platform, off balance, finding the check down, getting the ball out. They don't necessarily have 2 feet in contact with the ground, or they're not in perfect throwing position on the platform. I work those because that is a regularity in game that you're going to be throwing off platform. And so that's one of those things that you want to be doing to be getting ready for games. Getting your throws in is super important, because it's going to happen. That it is just going to happen. And so, yes, we need to be able to throw on platform. Yes, we need to throw with a stable base. Yes, we need to be able to have proper passing mechanics. But we also need to be able to throw off platform, off mechanics, off balance, and still be accurate with the ball if we want to move the team. Everybody can't be perfect all the time. Our linemen or our backs are going to break down in protection, and we need to be able to respond to that. Finally, we need to be doing all of the mental training for season, the things that help us improve. I am a huge, huge fan of visualization and taking visual reps, because you can improve drastically without the wear and tear on your body by taking those visual reps. And so as a quarterback especially, you should be taking visual reps through all your pass plays, through all your concepts against the defense you're going to face that week, and getting in those reps. I'm telling you right now, if you start doing this, and we will have a whole program coming out on visualization for athletes here soon, but if you do that, it will help you not only get those reps so you feel more confident. That confidence leads to less anxiety, less stress in the pocket, so that you're more comfortable while you're playing, and it will make you a better football player, period. If you ever watch the Olympics or track and field, or even watch the NFL in pregame warmups, you will see all of these top caliber elite athletes out there visualizing success, visualizing their assignment, going through their reps, their mental reps in their head to help them improve in play. It is a form for athletes of meditation where you can just calm down, stay within yourself, you can control the scene in your head, and you're getting more reps at your assignment. I can't stress enough, I fully emphasize that you start visualizing as a quarterback, especially so that you understand the game better. You have seen it hundreds of times in your head without the wear and tear on your body. You reduce that anxiety, you reduce that stress, and you just play freer with more confidence because you've already seen it. Huge piece to getting great at the position is the ability to take those mental reps. Don't forget that one. Finally, we need to give our quarterbacks, or you as a quarterback, need to take some off-script plays where things break down, it doesn't happen. What now? How do I react? Again, this visualization is a huge piece of that, learning to calm down in the moment, to understand the timing of the play, and to be able to react when things happen off script. If you can't do that, then you are a one-dimensional quarterback. You have to be on time from the pocket, and if you're not, you're in trouble. But if you practice off-script stuff, and I throw my quarterbacks curveballs in practice every single day so that they have to react and figure something out. And I don't expect my quarterbacks to be great the first time they do it, but I expect them to adapt and to be able to handle those inconsistencies or those curveballs, as I said, when I throw them at them. So they just handle it, and they handle it with confidence in the moment at the time. It could be a little thing like throwing the football away. It could be a little thing like just showing an extra blitzer. It could be just in the middle of a drill changing something so that they have to react and think in the moment, process quickly, and get it done. Giving your quarterback strategies to be able to react to unexpected stimuli is huge. As a quarterback, if you're not practicing this, you need to find a way to practice it with teammates. You can bring, if you have a number of quarterbacks, you can put up a rush drill where I've either got to throw on time, or I've got to avoid rush, or I've got to avoid double blitz off the edge. Whatever it is, I have to react in the moment. I may have to flush, I may have to check down, I may have to throw the ball away. Whatever it is, start practicing these things so that you can handle those situations that were not scripted, were not planned upon when they happen in the game. As a coach or a quarterback, I'm not telling you to do all these things so that we stay, structured in the box as a quarterback where our mechanics have to be perfect every time where we can't make the throw. That's not it at all. What I'm trying to tell you is to practice all those things that you might see. Focus on the absolute fundamentals, the mechanics, when you have a little bit of quiet time, quarterback everyday drills or quarterback period where you're doing QB drills. Focus on those mechanics. You can use the warm-ups in the link down below for the quarterback passing mechanics course that we have to get yourself dialed in terms of mechanics, and then work the other drills so that you're not only in the box when you're throwing mechanically sound, when you have time and space to throw, but then you can also function when things break down around you. You never want to paint yourself in a box. You never want to be a one-slot thrower. You want to have options. And these drills, these thoughts give you options during the season to work on both as a quarterback and a quarterback coach. So if you play the position, please take this advice. Fundamentals, work on fundamentals every single day. Work on off-script plays every single day. Get better at throwing on the run because it's going to happen. Get better at throwing off-platform because that's going to happen. Focus on drops. Get your timing right with your receivers. Make sure that they're focusing on depth, and work on your passing mechanics to improve overall. Right now is the time of the season where you need to be getting better and elevating your play. You do that by working on the little things and getting better. I appreciate you watching. Remember, subscribe and ring that bell if you haven't done it yet. We'll be talking about all kinds of quarterback play. You can see coverages here. You can see routes here. You can see combination plays here. I'm going to be working on a little low red zone play coming up here pretty soon. Now, as I promised, that bonus drill from Elite Athletes TV to help you keep your drops in line, in check, and fundamentally sound in season. What we want to focus on in this exercise is, as we do our drops, to have strict technique, that we're not staying tight, we're staying loose up top. We keep the ball on the shelf so we're moving it back and forth just about nipple width either side. And we can pump with our arms as we cross over, but we're keeping our eyes downfield. We're going to start just by doing drops, and then we're going to advance through this where we do recognition while we do drops. But to start off, we're going to drop straight down this line, so we make sure we stay in a straight line. We go from the sideline to the hash, and we keep good form while we're doing it. On the return, we're going to karaoke the opposite direction so that we can get the reciprocal movement going left, because if you're always dropping right as a right-handed quarterback, you start to get out of balance. So when we come back, we want to karaoke going left, further the warm-up, get our hips into it, and get our young guys started as quarterback. You ready? We're going to drop straight out to the hash. See, Nick does a nice job. Okay, you're good. Now just move across to the 25, and then karaoke left, come back. Nick does a really nice job. Just karaoke back this way. There you go. Karaoke. Don't start singing. So Nick does a really nice job. You see him keeping his head upfield. As a quarterback, you have to keep your head downfield. You have to recognize defensive coverages. You have to recognize any blitz coming at you. Nick does a really nice job if we focus on his head this time. Let's do it a couple times to warm up. Going to start going through this drill. We're going to start to get a good sweat on, get warm. As a quarterback, what we're trying to do is drive back, make sure we get our depth, and when we hit the top of our drops, we're going to take the timing drop, meaning it's a fixed anchor throw. As we hit the top, we're going to roll a little bit that direction and be ready to throw on balance. So you're going to see Jake demonstrate right now. He's going to go left first, and now watch him come back. He's going to turn and go to the right. We really want to reach on our depth, and also we want to make sure that we're staying on balance as we're doing this. Very key. When you're throwing timing routes, you're going to throw at the top of your drop, so you got to be on balance when you hit and throw. Go ahead, Jake. Good job turning out. Be ready to throw, and if you want to, you can even simulate the throw at the end. This is a great way to get your quarterback a lot more reps at these timing drops. The drops are key. Footwork is everything when it comes to playing quarterback. We'll run these drops all the way to the hash, and just like we do drops on a line, he'll cross the hash and come back down the opposite, the 15-yard line, 5 yards up by doing karaoke the other way. Make sure you subscribe. Give me a thumbs up if you appreciate the information I gave you here today, and give yourself a thumbs up for making it this long in the video, because most people on YouTube, let's be honest, have a very short attention span. So if you stayed this long, you want to get better, give yourself a thumbs up. Leave me a comment down below. Just wanted to talk about a little quarterback training in season, getting better at the position so that you can throw strikes when the time comes.